go. There we go. All right. All right. Well, I say let's boogie. First of all, have you ever been here before, Michael?
No, never.
Oh my gosh, congratulations for being
Thank-
bold.
Sure.
Okay. Takes a lot of guts. All right. And let's see. Any questions before we start? Hey, looks like I'm going to be uh, ending this group early tonight to get something to eat. It'll be great. Oh, here comes one more person.
Yeah.
And
Can I ask a question?
sure, please.
It's about what I read in your book.
Well, thank you for getting the book.
Yes, and there's a point that intrigued me where you healed a hand, somebody's hand, and
Yeah.
when you left them, the the pain came back. I didn't understand that aspect of it. Why is it because they didn't believe they were healed? That's the pain came back to them.
What was it? Do you remember the story? I don't remember. I haven't read my book since I wrote it many, many years ago. So,
Oh God.
can you tell me the story again, please? Which
Oh,
situation that was?
the situation was that you went to a restaurant and
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Okay. Um,
okay.
no, the pain didn't come back for the hand. It was I'll tell you the story basically. I remember it
Yes, please.
well. Um,
Yes, please.
there was a restaurant, it was lunchtime, and there was a nursing home next to the restaurant or a facility. And the restaurant was packed with elderly people and some younger, but mostly elderly. And there was no, they were lacking in staff at the restaurant, and there was just a waitress and a manager. And the waitress was cooking and also waiting on people, and the manager was waiting on people and doing the cooking as well. And they were really stressed and running back and forth. And the waitress ran back uh, to make some fries for someone on their plate, and all of a sudden she screamed. And I was sitting at the counter, and I was
Mm.
doing writing on napkins and something, whatever. And I was sitting at the counter, and she screamed, and she came running out, holding her hand in shock. And she had severely burnt her hand from the grease from the French fries. And so, however she did it, I don't know. And the manager ran up to her and saw her hand and said, "I'm going to get your coat. I'll be right there." And I had her give me her hand. And I stood up there, whatever, yeah, in the center of the restaurant. And all these people are in shock looking at this, and a lot of elderly people. And I didn't realize that at the time until later. But she gave me her hand, and she looked at me, and I looked at her, and she gave me her hand, and then I sandwiched her hand in between mine, and I went deeply, deeply within myself and worked with the healing. And a couple seconds or a half a minute later, the manager came running with her coat. They were going to leave the restaurant totally empty of help. It was just those two. And uh, so she no longer had her injury, the depth of the burn. It was just all gone. And then she looked at me. She was speechless. And he said, "What happened?" or something like that. More of the story. And she just looked at me, and he realized that I had done something. And she kept staring at her hand and looking at me, and he kept looking at me and looking at her hand, and he was getting redder and redder and madder and madder. inside that something like this would happen. And so he looked at me and he yelled, "I got a headache. What are you going to do about that?" And I swiped my hand. I don't remember the exact dynamic that happened, but I swiped my hand and his headache was gone. And then he started getting really mad and he hated me that something like this could happen. And he said, "No," and one of his final words. And so I got my stuff up. I saw what was happening, the dynamic. I got my stuff from the counter and I started to walk up and he started to walk out and he started swearing at me in front of all these people. And he was getting so mad. And he says, "It can't be. It just can't be." And then I swiped my hand in another way and it was all gone. The healing was gone for his head. And I just walked out. And I watched him as I turned around, his hand, as the healing dissipated from him, then he was holding his head in pain. And then I walked out. So that was the whole story of that particular restaurant.
Okay, now I understand. So it was so the his headache came back.
Oh yeah, multifold. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, and I
Because
had nothing to do with that except it was something I knew to do, but I didn't make it multifold purposefully or anything like that. It was
okay.
just something that happened by spirit.
And the
Okay.
the lady with the
Thank
burner,
you.
she stayed cured?
Yes. Yeah, she was totally healed. Her hand was just perfect, beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow, fantastic. Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. But I also know that in working with this stuff, there's some people that it's difficult for them. And oftentimes in our lives, even if something is going right in life, we want to go back to the old because it's almost like a security blanket for us,
Yeah, true.
if
It's
that
true.
makes sense.
It does. It
And
does.
this is human nature. It doesn't mean that people are bad or wrong or whatever. It's just our nature. We want to feel secure in who we are, what we are, why we are. And so we'll go
Mhm.
back to those destructive natures in our
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
And that's okay, because everyone eventually, uh, we're always learning, we're always growing, known or unbeknownst to us. And this is life. That's why we're here. And this is why we're experiencing the so-called Groundhog Day. We keep repeating our patterns over and over and over again until we awaken to something or realize something.
Mm. Mm. Thank you.
Sure. So there really is no good or bad or right or wrong in the mind of God. It's our own perceptions, that we're living out and are here to take a look at and correct or tweak in some way or another. And, we're human. We live on this orb in the middle of the universe, or the galaxy or whatever, our universe. Good points. Good points. And so how you doing, Ruth?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
Yeah, thanks.
Good to see you. Hi, Kavita.
Hi.
Hi, good to see you here. And Michael. Yay. All righty. So, any other questions or comments I can try to answer? Please. Please, anything. As I always say, don't be chicken livers. Ask me a question if you're curious about it or what I do or what I believe in or about healing or intuition or anything, please. Anything. Anything, Kavita?
Nothing that I can
Uh,
think of right now.
All righty. And Vito, any questions or comments, please?
Any exercise you can do that kind of open your right brain?
Well, what my preference is exercising both sides of the brain.
Right.
And this creates a balance, even if one is a little log jammed, so to say. You still want to work with both of them, and that affects the other side as well. Versus being stuck in the belief system, oh, I have to just work with my right side or my left side or whatever. You want to, there's an exercise, and I've given this before. I haven't told actually all of it, but or all of the understanding of it. If just like, is there anyone here who can hear like frequency or vibration in their ears? Everyone has to varying degrees. They hear ringing in the air or inside of you or whatever.
Mhm.
And
I get it, but it's from aviation, from being around too many loud airplanes. I don't think that's the same thing you're talking about. Tinnitus. Yeah.
yeah, it's there anyway, regardless. And we all have the ability to hear it. And it's a part of us. It's a frequency that we that's generated that we can perceive of. And oftentimes people get tinnitus or tinnitus, whatever you want to call it, uh, uh, because it's trying to break through. And I often give an exercise where, say, people are really disturbed by the tinnitus or tinnitus. And so the exercise I give is listening to one ear, bringing all that to one ear, not both, just one, and focusing and focusing and focusing until you hear it just in one ear, even for a moment. And then as you hear it, take it through your head like a wisp of smoke to the other ear, and then hold it there for a moment, or at least until you can, focus on it for a moment, or maybe a little bit longer, and then bring it back to the other ear. And if you do that about 3 or 4 times, it only takes about 15, 30 seconds, the most, to bring it back and forth, or to play with it, that wisp of smoke going through you that's carrying that frequency or vibration. And uh, that creates a balance between right brain and left brain. There's a lot of other things, exercises, stuff like that I give people, but that's a real simple one that actually functions and works. We notice development of our perceptions um, through our psyche as we practice that over time. And as you do it 3 or 4 times a day, say for the most 2 weeks, it leads into something. It leads into a deeper perception, and the frequencies that we hear that might say someone who has really severe tinnitus, where it hurts them or bothers them, and medical science can't do anything about it, then that leads into that discomfort becoming more comfortable. So it has multi-purposes for it, that exercise. And then it doesn't bother people after a while if, you know, you should really put your heart into doing that simple exercise. First starting off one ear, only focusing on the sound of that, then bring it to the other ear, focusing on the sound of that, the frequency of it. And it starts to balance right brain, left brain. Over time, you'll see that it's not going to be a shock trauma where it's just going to immediately balance it out, um, unless you allow me to work with you for that specific reason that you're in pain or something. But it usually works uh, in the balance understanding.
All right, I'm gonna start practicing it.
Yeah, yeah, try it out. And it's a simple exercise, and if you do it 3 or 4 times a day, and really, it's overkill if you do it for more than 2 weeks. And it only takes, and it could be injurious as well if you do it constantly. It's unnecessary. It's just for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Great exercise. And good question. Yeah. Any other questions or comments I can try to answer? Anything, please. Anything. All right. And Michael, any questions or comments or anything?
No, I'll just see what happens.
All right, good. All righty. I work with what I refer to as light. Light is my gift, my goal, my tool. Everyone has it. Everyone. I'm a little bit better than most people on earth at it because I practice. And I've been practicing for maybe 48, 49 years now. And so I've got to, I've been able to learn about some things through the practice of it. But everyone has the ability to work with these things, which reminds me, I have an apprentice training coming up in May here in Arizona. If anyone's interested, it's live. It's not in online, and I'm going to have the most 5 people because it's a lot of work on my part, and it's for 3 days, 6 hours a day, and that includes lunch and breaks and everything. And then I also have a online workshop coming up on delving into developmental intuition. And also, let's see what else. I got another class coming up. Everything's on the website, Earlix.com. And please do sign up for the newsletter as well. I don't sell the names or emails or anything. And let's see, I see people by appointment, either in person or on Zoom, or FaceTime, or just by phone itself. It's up to each individual how they want to do it. And in I already got a booking for 2026 for a Unity in Tucson. So if anyone's interested in going to that, but that's in another year. And some other bookings before that as well. Also on the oh, and thank you, Ruth. Thank you. And also on the what was this? Also, what else was there? Oh, on the website is a gifting tab. If you feel it within your heart, please feel free to do that. It helps us to continue going on, and it also helps people that don't have any money at all. And I work with a family. I give them food, so it goes towards that as well. All right. Any other questions or comments, please? Anything before we rock and roll here? Anything I can try to answer. All right, Vito, anything in particular you would like me to work with, my friend?
No,
And any one thing. Now, I won't work with emotional stuff, everyone, but I will, that's for private appointments. But I will work with the physiological, biological, neurological, et cetera, and injuries and stuff. All right, blood pressure.
Yep, it seems to be getting slowly better over the last 3 weeks. But in the last 3 months, it's been really high, up around 200, 180.
Okay.
180.
All
But,
righty.
yesterday I was 167 over
Awesome.
104. And 2 hours ago, it was 148 over 88, which is really pretty good. That's probably one of the best.
Yeah, one of the lowest of your entire life.
Yeah, well, I did get when you did me a couple weeks ago, I had a 130 over like 88 too. That was probably the lowest one in my life. But
Yeah.
I've been having head pains, and they've been
Yeah.
tapering off very evenly over the last 3 weeks.
Yes. And it'll keep incrementally, in my understanding, it'll keep incrementally easing up, easing up, easing up as
Yeah.
you go on in life.
And
And yeah,
I'm taking a lot of medicine too, but
sure.
I'm not discounting anything, you know, I think it all helps. And everything is
But the neat thing is,
not a
this is,
disclaimer.
but the neat thing is, this is the first time in your life where it's getting so low,
Yeah.
and which is incredible. And and it's been natural to be so high all your life. Now's the time, as you're choosing to bring it down some, which is fantastic. All right, so let me work with you a little bit here. And again, people may, I'm not saying you have to, because you don't, but people may sense things happening or me touching or whatever. How do you feel?
Good. I felt a little pulse. I don't know if I'm forcing it myself or I'm just feeling it. I get excited about it coming. You know, I think
Uh, I know. And I kept seeing you while I was doing this, having those little laughs as well.
yeah.
Yeah, which is great. All right, cool. All right. Thank you for allowing me to work with you with that.
Thank you.
Uh, Rahama, please talk to me. Anything in particular you'd like me to work with? One thing.
Yes, still having the palpitations on and off.
How often? Just curious.
Um, it could be 2, 3 times a day, but and it doesn't last long.
Good. All right.
But
It,
and then the tiredness from the heart failure is still there. And
okay.
then I've had a healing with you, and I was wondering, does one have to have you know, the healing many times before you completely healed, or you
Some
know?
people it's one time, and
Okay,
many people it's one time. Other like to follow up. And if the follow up, what it does, it enhances what's been done. And many people like it's almost like the mind. It's so accepting of incremental healing, and that's what it wants, incremental healing sometimes with
right,
people.
right, right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Everyone's,
I understand.
it's all dependent upon our experiences of life, what we've learned in life, what we've witnessed in life, what we've read, what we've heard, everything, that creates us into who we are, what we are, where we are today. I know people that have actually come to me, many people over the many, many years,
Mm.
and have said, "Hey, look, I'm here for the first time and I got this problem, but I know it's going to take a while to heal. Therefore, it will." That's the prayer, and
Okay,
and it will. And we have this understanding deep within us, how we want to perceive healing, and that's okay. And I've seen many people, most people, immediately heal. There's no right or wrong, good or bad. It's what we're accepting in our life, that's fine for us. And it is fine for us. All
thank you,
right, sure. So let me work with the heart a little bit, okay, hon?
thank you.
And understand also that sometimes it's these things are initiated during the day with the types of foods we eat. Uh, I know nothing about diet or health or anything like that. I'm an almond M&Ms and coffee person. So, I mean, that's my life. But um, for many people that I've met, some people react to certain types of food or certain ingredients that are in food. And, that may be the case too.
True, true,
So,
true.
all right, young lady, keep me
Thank you.
updated how you're doing. I appreciate it. And Ruth, my dear friend, there
Hi,
you go.
Mark. There you Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay.
Um, I have a friend named Sharon who is, for the first time in her life, getting involved with, as she puts it, the medical establishment. And they're trying to diagnose why she's got a persistent cough for several months um, shortness of breath, that sort of thing. She's probably in her mid-60s. She's a world traveler, a bundle of energy, and just a really helpful person. And I know her from church. Um, and she's a caterer also. So she
Wow.
does numerous things, and she's got lots of grandkids and a second marriage, and just, and they're now testing her for lung cancer. So, ah,
Yeah.
can you look into things?
I'm curious, has she had COVID?
I'm not sure. Um, I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay. All righty. Let me work with her.
Thank you.
Okay. All righty. As everyone notices, I will not, ever since day one for the past 49 years, 48 years, I have not, I don't diagnose, prescribe, or tell anyone they're healed. I let people pretty much tell me what's happened with them since. So, and it can be either immediately or walking down the street 2 weeks or 2 months later and asking yourself, oh my God, when did this leave? If that should happen. And so, all right. And Ruth, what about you? Anything in particular, my dear friend?
Um, I'm doing okay. Still a little sore on the ribs, but it's getting better. So,
Nothing like it was.
oh, nothing like it was.
Excellent. That's
Yeah.
good. Let me work with it again, hon.
Okay, thank you.
it's almost like the tissue and the membranes that are all connecting and holding it all together. Uh, it's almost like they were stiff in protection, and so they were everything was like tightened and protecting and constricted. And so what I was able to do in my perception was help it to breathe a little bit deeper, uh, or help you to be able to breathe a little bit deeper, and which loosened as is a result of the loosening of that tightness to some degree, and that'll help it incrementally feel better as well, much sooner, I'm assuming.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right. Yeah, sure. And how's Mark doing?
My husband Paul,
Paul, I'm sorry, Paul.
that's okay. He's fine. He's still black and blue, but that's a side effect of the surgery. So that's,
Yeah,
I think he's doing okay.
good.
Oh,
Excellent.
he's been getting treatment for back pain, so that's being useful. It's hip and back, and so.
Okay. All right. 1 second here.
Oh.
All right, let's see if that doesn't give him some ease.
Great, thank you so much.
Awesome, thank you. All right. Hey, Michael, anything in particular? Michael, let's see if I can read this. Ciarone. Is that
Cicerone,
correct?
yeah.
Ciarone.
That's
Please.
enough.
Anything in particular you'd like me to work with?
Well, a couple things. The
Just name one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. The continuing disfigurement of my hands, the damage, something to stop that from progressing.
What happened? Or what was that from?
From disease, from scleroderma
Oh,
and rheumatoid arthritis, a combination of the two, I guess, and gout too. There's gout there too.
oh
So
my
all-
gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
All righty. And just rest your hand.
Yeah, I'm just studying this up here.
All right, I'll wait.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead.
All right, just rest your hand as much as you can. All right. Did you experience a little warmth in your hand? Just curious.
There's some twinges.
Okay. Let's see what happens from that. Good. Good. Let's see what transpires from that.
Good.
Awesome. Thanks for letting me work with you.
Yeah.
The other Michael Goldsmith, please.
Yes,
Anything?
can you
I'm
hear
sorry?
me okay?
Oh yeah.
Can you hear me all right? All right.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, well, a few weeks ago I went to the doctor because I had a sudden my heart would beat very fast with little effort. And I went to the doctor, and in the meantime they set me up for some tests on the 25th. So I'm going to go there on the 25th to find out what it is. I told the doctor, I said, it could it be heart failure, because it seems like heart failure symptoms. She said it does, but it would be highly unusual for it to come on suddenly like that. So anyway, I'd like you to maybe work on the heart bit. I mean, it has been getting better in the past few weeks, seemingly on a very slow trajectory, but it is certainly better than it was. So yeah,
Okay,
if you could work on the heart a little bit, that'd be great.
sure. All right. And please, everyone understand, these are like really quickie healings. And so they may last for 5 minutes or they may last forever. And I don't know. It's not up to me. And I pretty much leave it to the old man or old woman upstairs,
Of
and
course.
which is really inside. But and we get to participate in that mind of the godliness, whatever. So let me work with your heart. Okay. All right.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure, my honor. Fantastic. And thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. All right. And Kavita, yay!
Hi.
Anything in particular, my dear friend?
Yeah, I'm struggling with my eyes. They're really burning today, and I have a little sty underneath this
Oh,
eyelid. Yeah. I,
are
I, I
you?
don't know. Just the last few months, my eyes have been really bothering me. And no matter, I go to a really good ophthalmologist, and it's same old stuff. He gives me drops, and then it's not really doing much.
Yeah. It should be able to give a proper medication for the sty.
Well, I haven't got this. Just happened. It just came on a few days ago, the sty,
Oh,
but burning has been consistent for since
yeah,
October. On
yeah,
most days, it's burning, and I'm doing everything the doctor's telling me to do, the warm compress and you know cleaning my eyes properly. Um,
yeah.
I don't I don't know. I've had drops, prescription drops a few times. I don't want to keep putting things in my eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I say something about that?
Mhm.
Sure.
I was diagnosed with blepharosis a while back,
Mhm.
and what they said, they showed me a close-up picture of my eyelids, and they were like coated with crap, basically.
Mm.
And they said, "You're not cleaning your eyelids properly. You need to use eye wipes on them." I'm like, what's an eye wipe? I don't know.
Mhm.
They didn't give me any drops at all, but I tried a bunch of different eye wipes. They gave me some samples, and I wound up with this Bruder brand. And my husband's eye doctor, he's got much more serious eye problems, said, "You should be using these too, Paul." And he's taken them on, and they have the least amount of residue stickiness after using them. And I just use them at the very edge of my eyelids, both up
Did
and
you have burning eyes as
oh
well?
yeah, oh yeah, it was so painful. Yeah,
My doctor said to use the Clinique eye cleanser, which I
yeah,
started
yeah,
using.
yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Well, this I use every morning, and he uses it every night. So
oh,
it's
okay.
yeah.
What's it called? Bruder?
Bruder, Bruder, hygienic eyelid cleansing wipe.
Can you put
Okay.
it closer to the screen?
I sure can. Is that
Okay,
Uh,
thank you.
All right.
oh, awesome. Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. That's
All
my
right, so
2 cents.
and let me work with your eyes a little bit there. All right, my friend. Who's this?
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, thank you. And please, everyone, keep me updated. I really appreciate it. It'd be most, you know, helpful to me to see or to hear stories or what's happened, if anything has transpired, or someone all for the first time in 5 years, 50 years, found a remedy for what you're going through. And that happens as well at times. And I never know. So, any other final questions or comments, please? Anything, anyone, anything.
Mark, I had been on your website uh it was less than a week ago because
Thank you.
because I signed up for this thing less than a week ago.
Sure.
So and I threw a little something in your piggy bank. What was the website name again? I don't remember what it was.
MarkEarlix.com.
Okay.
MarkEarlix.com.
Yeah, I must have gotten there through a search or something.
Yeah, maybe.
It had to have been, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for going to the website. And please, you know, definitely go to sign up for the newsletter. Again, I don't sell the lists or anything. And if you want to unsubscribe at any time, there's a tab at the bottom that allows you to, and you're immediately taken off. And but if you want to find out where I'm going to be, I believe in June or July, probably in July, I'll be going to Wisconsin, do workshops and appointments and stuff, in a place called Burlington. And then uh, whatever anyone ever wants to travel here, I do see people, and also I have an apprentice training where I teach people what's happening, how, why, everything, and how to do it. Very, very in-depth workshop on healing and intuition. So, all right. Uh, any other final things? Please, anyone, anything. Try to stump me. Anything.
I got a question.
Please.
Have you heard of Julie Ryan? She's a medical intuitive and healer.
No,
Okay.
no.
She's pretty on the ball. I've
Cool.
just recently discovered her, and she on her show she mentioned that my tinnitus is due to an infection I got. A sinus infection went into my ear, and she was able to see inside the inner ear. She said there's some scar tissue on the inner ear, the eardrum, and
Yeah.
that's what's creating the vibration, the tinnitus.
Yeah. Not for everyone though.
No, not for everyone. For me personally.
Yeah. Yes.
Um, yeah, I don't know if there's nothing that the medical community can do for that.
Well, they can do more surgical procedure and create more scar tissue.
Right. Uh-huh. Yeah, I've never had surgery on the ear, but yeah, I'm just wondering if there's anything that can be done on the spiritual level with it, with that.
Yeah. Have you have I ever given you that exercise of listening?
Yeah.
And how often have you practiced that?
About a week. I did it for about a week,
And we're during that period of a week, how often did you do it each day?
twice a day.
Okay, good. Excellent. Excellent. And did you notice any difference in the pitch of the frequency or the loudness of it?
Um, it when I was doing it, it moved a little bit, but then it came right back. Really, the left ear is really, really loud all the time.
Yeah. It takes focus
Yeah.
and to force it. And
Mhm.
once we begin to force it, then it's almost like a child learning a lesson. And as you practice that without becoming complacent, oh, it's not going to work or whatever.
Mhm.
Once we practice that and start forcing it, then it starts to happen more often and more powerfully. And the pitch of the frequency will get a little bit lessened where we become um, uh, comfortable with it.
Mhm.
Uh, I'd like to suggest that you try it for 2 weeks now
Okay.
and really focus with all your heart.
All right. I'll try it.
All right, hon. Oh, awesome. Yeah, Vito.
Mark, I'm planning on taking that 3-day class with you, but I wish I would have caught you when you were in Wisconsin, because I can drive there. It's a pretty short drive for me.
Yeah, but I'm out
What
there
town
now.
did you say? Did you say Burlington?
Yeah, that won't be until maybe July.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah,
I'm waiting for feedback from them.
okay, and then is that going to be another 5-person class?
Uh, no more. Well, I'm not going to give it in Burlington. I'm going to do a regular workshop there, a healing circle, and appointments there.
Oh, okay,
Uh,
yeah, you won't.
I'm just doing the apprentice training here right now.
Okay, all right, all right. So
Un-
then it wasn't an
un-
option anyway, right? Okay,
Unless I get invite from uh, other groups around the country and stuff like that, then I go and
yeah,
teach apprentice training.
yeah. You're a pretty good distance from where I'm at now, so if anything comes up closer, I'm going.
Yeah, nothing right now. Nothing's
Okay,
planned.
yeah,
Nothing's planned. And I've been lazy with that and busy writing and stuff like that. So,
all right.
all right. Yeah. If you find the availability for the apprentice training, great. It's between, I always have them between 1 to 5 people. I used to do larger groups, and it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too intense. All right. Thank you all so much. And please, if it's within your heart, come back next week and also take a look at the website, do the gifting tab, if it's within you. And I'll say my adieus.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
All right. And thank you, everyone. Blessings to you. Be at peace.
Blessing. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.